This is part two of You Don't Have to Be Afraid of Obama. Uh, the thing that I was going to mention in my first segment, I didn't get a chance to because it ran out of time, was that I don't know if you guys heard about it, but there was a guy, well, two guys, matter of fact, they were skinheads. One is in West Tennessee, and see, I live in Tennessee, I live in Middle Tennessee. One in West Tennessee, and one guy in like Eastern Arkansas. They had white supremacists. They had planned on they getting a bunch of guns, and they were going to kill 88 black people. And I guess in these neo-Nazi white supremacist world, that 88 has a significance in it. I don't really know what it is, but that's what I read. And they plan on killing 88 black people by beheading some African Americans, killing some kids. It's just all kinds of craziness. And they had planned on the last person being Obama. They were going to dress in tuxedos and top hats, and they were going to do a drive-by at a rally, shooting out the window and trying to kill Obama. And they said that they figured that they would probably die in the process. They didn't care as long as they got them. Those are the type of fanatical people that I just really can't stand. Not just because they're neo-Nazis. I mean, anybody, any group of people or person who's just so hardline one way, so fanatical about something, I just really can't stand it. But I'm glad these idiots got caught. But see, the sad thing is that this is 2008. You know, hatred is still well alive. There's racial prejudice is still being taught. But this is what's interesting, though. This lets you know that there are scared white people out there. Namely, there are scared white men. Because white women don't do this kind of thing. You don't hear about white women going and trying to assassinate people and stuff like that. You always hear about white guys doing stuff like that. And I don't know why. Not to say there aren't crazy white women out there, and but there's always white guys, some neo-Nazi supremacist group, or something like that. And the thing that saddens me, though, is that this is not going to be the last time you're going to hear about someone trying to make an assassination attempt on Obama's or his family's life. There was just this instance today where I was reading on the web. There was this guy, and I didn't get what state he was in, but somebody had spray painted Obama on his car and then set it on fire. This other guy, somebody put a letter on his window, said, "Well, now that you voted for Obama, watch out for your family." I'm like, why? Why are you so scared that there's an African American president? Why? Because I guarantee you, the people who are doing this, they're not rich people. They're poor people. Because I will say this: just because you're rich does not mean you're necessarily smart. Okay? Or you have a lot of common sense. It just means you have a lot of money, however you came about it. Alright, so I know there are some real ignorant and stupid rich people. Not just white people, black people too. Okay, so don't be getting me wrong, trying to say that, I'm just talking about white people. No, I'm not. They're ignorant, stupid people in all races. Okay, but I'm talking more so about white people, not in general, but white people who don't like Obama, or white people who are racially prejudicial against other minorities. Okay, because there's a difference between you being pro-white and you being anti-black. There's a difference, because I'm pro-black. I'm just not anti-white. I have white friends, I have white co-workers, I have white bosses. I don't have nothing against no white people. Only thing I have against white people would be some white person who's done something to me, not some generic white person out there who I see walking the streets. And that's how I think everybody should be. Don't say hold something against somebody unless that person has actually done something to you. Alright? But I digress. All right. So, as I said before, this is not going to be the last time that somebody's going to make a plan in his life. So I really pray for his safety and the safety of Michelle and his two daughters and anybody else in his extended or immediate family and any of his friends or whatnot, because there are a lot of stupid people out there evidently. So if Obama, President-elect Obama, or any of your family friends ever see this, I am praying for you, and not just me. There are a lot of people out there, both white, black, Indian, Asian, people all over this world know how ignorant there are some people in the United States. They are praying for you. Okay? So, by all means, keep your head up. You pray for guidance, and I pray that the Lord directs you in the right way to lead this country. And don't get caught up in Washington, politics, and by these Washington bureaucrats and stuff like that. Those, don't get sidetracked by them. One of the last things I want to say was that there's a lot of stuff on the news, a lot of interviews, a lot of things you see on the news where you see a lot of African American people not happy, ecstatic, overjoyed that Obama has won. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that a lot of black people aren't happy. That a lot of black people are only happy because he's black. Because there are. I'm one of them. I'm happy because not only I, but there are a lot of people, African Americans, now you can mirror yourself in that position. Just as scores of white men and white boys have always been able to say, like, you know what, that's a position I can get. I can be president of the United States. Why? Because there's always been a white man there, so I have a chance to do it as well. Well, you know what? This just shows that it shows the same thing to young African American men, young African American boys. I can get that position too. If I go to school, if I work hard, and I do the right things and involve myself in the right things, I can aspire to that position as well. But see, it's not just that. Okay? His election validates Martin Luther King. It validates everything that my and other African Americans ancestors and family members, people who are still alive right now, struggled for during the Civil Rights era, and even before that, all the countless Africans and African Americans who died just so they could, make a better way for future generations of African Americans. His election validates all of that. Okay, that's why you saw people like Oprah and Jesse Jackson crying. Of course, Jesse probably had a guilty conscience because he probably called Barack everything but a child of God under his tongue, and there's even some stuff on the web about him saying some stuff about Barack. But at the same time, Jesse marched with Martin Luther King. Okay, so Jesse was in that struggle too. So I know Jesse is happy for that reason as well. So in closing, man, I just want everybody to understand, especially you white people who did not vote for Barack. Okay, and not because you didn't vote for him because you didn't like his platform or you didn't agree with what he was saying. You white people didn't vote for him because you're racially prejudicial against black people. Okay, you're who I'm talking about. Remember this one thing: no matter how many black people vote for him, no matter how many other minorities voted for him, he could not have won without white people. Period, point blank. Couldn't have won. All right. So when you said all those crowds at the park and all these other places around the United States, see all these people celebrating, there are white people out there too. There are white people who are not there, sitting at home celebrating. So think about that. A change is coming, just as Sam Cooke said. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Hope to talk to you again soon.